So, first of all, we are going to go around the table and we are going to brainstorm. We're going to talk about all the things that that we don't like about bullies in the real world, and we will use that information to inspire and form our authority. Anybody have a thing? Yeah, I feel like you got to say go.
So many things.
Yeah, I know, but you got to pick one.
All right. Celebrating lazy thinking drives me crazy. Like that.
If there was a bully who celebrated lazy thinking, how would that manifest itself? I love that. I love celebrating lazy thinking.
First instinct is right. Whatever you like, never second guess. Galileo is right. Galileo is right. Galileo is right. Galileo is right. No. The sun is not the center of the solar system. Put him in jail. Boil him in oil, kick him out of the church, he's done.
Well, actually, some people say the sun is not the center of the solar system.
I just got sun-splained.
Maybe we would call it like, that sounds like a form of absolutism.
Or like obdurate, obdurate confidence.
Obdurate confidence. I like that. A thing that I see bullies do all the time that makes me absolutely nuts. They were impervious to reason. Like, don't do that. It hurts. So, it's almost like stop hitting yourself. I'm not hitting myself. You're hitting me.
Right.
No, you're not.
Yeah. You're almost gaslighting.
Yeah. I mean, it really is gaslighting. Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, anonymity.
Anonymity. Great.
The courage, the courage of cowardice.
Going after friends and family.
Oh, okay.
Guilty by association, or just controlling by threatening who you love.
So what do you think?
So I'm not sure which is more helpful, because I have a lot of societal and systemic things I'm angry about, and then my personal bully stuff is hard to work into a game like this, because it was sort of like a junior high school bully's ability to make you feel that they are right, that you are ugly and stupid and nobody wants to be friends with you.
From an authoritarian perspective, right? That's how it would be having a physical ideal. Right?
Yeah.
So an authority that has a standard to which everyone is expected to conform.
And groupthink.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys, I got it.
Yeah. All right. Sweet.
I got it. This is great.
We're good.
No, this is super. So what we have here is this. We have this icky, horrible authority who rewards bad behavior, is super unaccountable, is really selfish, encourages you to inform on your friends and your family, encourages groupthink, and has set a standard that's difficult to attain.
Did
right?
we just build Nazi Germany?
Well, I mean, or we built 1950s America.
Okay. All right.
So,
can we skip to Visage?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, because just corporate, please.
Okay, sure.
Just for a personal catharsis.
This is
for
corporate,
me.
yeah, absolutely, and that makes sense. So
Corporation
this is so that's actually really cool, right? This is a corporation, and they're trying to sell you something, right, or make you buy things so that you conform to one particular thing.
Slavery. It's a corporation that's selling people to other people. Children, unwanted children, is workforce.
Oh God!
Right? And that's their need. That's their need. But listen.
In that case, the victim is definitely humanity. The victim is absolutely humanity.
Well, I think it
because
depends on
it's
how
also
we play. It
history.
depends on what we play.
Yeah.
If it's history, that puts us in the role of we are young adults working in the system that sells people our same age into servitude. Because
that is a story I'm excited about telling.
Like we're in khakis and pressed shirts as well, but in the break rooms on the DL we're like, F you guys, because it's a different thing than we're going out to free people from a kennel or whatever.
So I think their vice is greed.
This is the most political episode of the show yet, and I cannot wait to get the hate mail.
Okay. So number one, it can't not be political.
Yeah.
Because that is what every youth movement, every rebellion has always been somehow based within politics. And also, the sun is the center of our solar system. All right, so.
But is it absolutism or greed? Because I made a pitch for it being greed as soon as we got corporate, but it does sound like they still might be more absolutist.
Well, you know what? I also took. I put down history and humanity as victim, and I can also put down greed and absolutism as vice, and then we can find out together.
Okay.
What
over the first couple. We can find out over the first couple of scenes. Like
What's at the
figure out.
bottom of this toilet? I don't know. Let's find out.
I mean, I think that's cool. That's cool. It's fun to find that stuff out. And it happens, right? This happens every time you play a role-playing game. You think you're going to be exploring one thing, and then you find out that you're actually exploring something different.
Right.
Okay, so now we need to find out what the authorities need is. I really like the idea that what the authority needs to do is the authority needs more kids.
Yeah. So, so how do you make more kids? And there's a couple, like, all very creepy.
Is that really? That's how it works?
Downstairs business.
So the struggle for the authority is not that we've run out of them we've just run out of them. It might be to keep putting kids into its system.
Yeah.
If the authority wins, then for at least a generation, the kids are going to keep coming in. And like you guys and everyone you know and all of your siblings and all of that. So as the authority, I'm going to take that. Somehow this authority exerts control over the kids in its world, and let's choose a science fiction element for that. So it could be something like in Battle Royale, it's an exploding collar. In Logan's Run, it's a little crystal in your hand, right? I mean, so this could be like super science fiction and like, right? I mean, it could be like nanobots that live inside of you.
A state-issued familiar. Yeah, well,
But
like
for- Oh my gosh, your PDA is always on, and it's
But
always
are there mandatory
listening.
diary entries? Do you have to tell them
Yes,
like
there
what
are.
you learned today
Yes.
and what you don't like about yourself and what you're working on?
and like
Yes.
That's really good.
Oh God, that's horrible. Yes, yeah.
like-
How were you a bad agent today?
Yeah, mandatory
how can it be better
mandatory
tomorrow?
PDA with scheduled check-ins.
Right.
Yeah. In addition to the PDA, there's a thing that you have to wear on your wrist, and you can't take this off.
Okay.
If you haven't done all of your check-ins,
Yep.
this thing gets progressively tighter and
Okay.
tighter, and so it starts cutting off your sleep. It starts cutting off your ability to use your hand.
Yep.
So
Okay,
and
great.
when you have I don't know, let's say you can have a 5-star day, that's really great.
Yeah.
If you have like a 2-star day or lower, your journal entries are broadcast on a positive reinforcement channel, sort of like those newspapers you can buy at the gas station that have people that were busted for drugs as mugshot newspapers or
public
whatever.
shaming.
Public
So
shaming.
yours is public
So yours
shaming.
is
Mine is
public shaming. I love
so
that.
if
That's
you
great.
bomb out, you have a bad day, there's a chance your neighbors could tune in and watch your diary entry, learn all about you and how you failed that day, so they can help lift you up the next
Oh
day.
man, I love that, and
Authority is not honest, but failure is extremely
works really
public.
well
Yeah.
with the way that this authority is about conformity.
Right,
That's
right.
terrific. I
Right.
love it. And what's
we need
yours?
one more sci-fi
Another
system of
of
control.
control. Yeah.
I don't know, I'm tempted to say, like, I'm not sure if this is something we can smash or fight against or not, but I'm tempted to say that, like, systems of control could somehow be, like, to reward lazy thinking, like, that there could be some kind of drug that they're giving people.
If
Like-
we were tied into the sleeping thing, too,
Yeah,
it
lets you
could be
sleep.
like,
They give you a drug that actually lets you sleep.
Yeah.
I like
that's,
that.
You have to
That's
behave.
jacked
You have to behave to sleep. Otherwise, because again, you'll stay awake. You'll
That
be
is that
easier
is
to.
that is brutal.
I like-
so
that's
okay, but
great.
here's how that happens though. All right, it's not overt. They have over the course of generations, they have just worked this baseline addiction into the entire population, so that you can't sleep without this thing that they give you. Basically, they're on drugs.
Yeah.
They're on.
Sure hope Amy's ambidextrous.
Yeah,
See, I was
yeah.
just thinking the resistance group should be called the left hand.
Yeah,
That's great. I love that. Use
Let's
it.
save
Yeah.
that.
So there's and then there's and then I'm just going to put down drugs as the systems of control.
I really
Okay.
like too because left-handed people would then have a natural advantage. Like, that's
Yeah,
really
go
strange.
us!
Like,
And it is hilarious that in this scenario, the authority player is the only left-handed person. At the table. That's great. And then I give you guys an exploit. Your exploit is, I don't know why this is turning out to be a thing, but your exploit is that you guys can sleep. To make it happen, you guys have actually built a little, it's like a little bug that you put in your ear, and it does like frequency modulation or something
Right,
like
some
that.
kind of like neurofeedback.
And, yeah. So That's your exploit, is this little neurofeedback bug thing.
Okay.
That you guys have developed. Let's go to your click. You guys are in a click. What holds you guys together?
We're right-handed. We love sleeping.
What if we were all supposed to be product, but the three of us are we're defective in some way. We
Okay.
can't be sold into service, so we have to work for the corporation. But see, they're still helping because they've given us jobs. They've given us a
that's great.
role
That's great.
helping the community.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay.
I really, I think that's super duper cool. All right, so now let's cast this and figure out what kind of players are going to, what kind of characters you're going to have in this story. So this is where we decide sort of like who, like what your character archetypes are. The hardware hacker, the social engineer. Maybe one of you worked for
like a sociopathic suck-up. You know, the guy.
Yeah, so that could be the guy who worked, like maybe you worked for one of the corporate
or the
officers.
super wants to be, or is like a wingman for a corporate officer. You know what I mean? Like I'm the guy that gets the door for the guy.
Well, and you know what would be cool is if you want to be that guy, then you could have been like sent to defective as a punishment, right? You're not defective. You were sent to defective as a
Or
punishment.
insists he's not defective.
So insists he's not defective.
Right.
That's great.
Right.
But then while you were there, something changed that made you commit to the rebellion.
Right. Is that it? The I don't belong here guy?
Yeah, sure.
That
Yeah, that's
archetype?
great. I'm not even supposed to be here. You're Dante from Clerks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
The fat friend.
The fat friend. Terrific.
Yeah.
So,
I tend to be sort of fascinated by reluctant rebels, like the person who maybe kind of wanted it to work for them, but like for some reason, like now they're having to come to terms with the.
maybe you're not that thrilled about being defective.
All right.
And then that'll help you. And as you choose your convictions,
Yeah.
your characters are going to come into sharp focus.
Does this society, the corporation, do they take teens like of all ages,
Yes.
or is there like a okay?
And I need to name the corporation, and that corporation is going to help you. Dude, I got it. The name of the authority is Helping Hand. And the rebellion is the left hand.
Right.
Yeah. So Matt, choose a conviction. That matches up with your concept.
I was thinking at first it would be tough, just somebody who has like a tolerance for pain.
Yes.
But
yes.
then, and sort of thinking about the flip, thinking about selling out fast. It also seemed so. I could go with tough. I could go with fast.
Yeah.
What your gut call? Tell me.
I think fast because you sound like someone who would sell out to efficient.
Yeah.
That sounds like.
Yeah, I'm gonna say fast.
Right. Yeah. Because another thing that you think about is that like sort of like the thing that you sell out to is what you just don't want to be. Kelly Sue, what are you thinking?
I immediately eliminated smart because that's we want to subvert the trope, right? And
okay.
the funny fat best friend who's really smarter than everybody. That's Tyler.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that.
Yeah. Totally.
Which I'm gonna go with cool.
Yeah. I was hoping you were gonna say that. I like her being cool.
I like because you don't see that. You don't get to see her.
Yeah.
You don't get to see the fat girl who's really cool.
That's a super great idea. Okay, cool. So you're cool.
Okay.
You're cool, and then you're cool. You sell out to trendy.
I am thinking.
Don't think too much.
I can't believe bad. If I'm the reluctant rebel.
Yeah.
I'm either tough and I have a temper, or I just like I always go to smart because I can sell it to pedantic in half a second.
I think there's something about like bad and reluctant rebel that still works. Like oppositional defiant disorder. Like it's in you.
That could be fun.
How do you feel about being a character who was sent to Helping Hand by her parents?
And once I got there, they rejected me.
Yeah.
Everything about this system sucks.
Yeah.
I will.
You'll go with that?
I never played this, and it sounds fun.
Okay, super.
And it's like it's
Great.
delightful because you're Amy.
Amy's not bad. Okay, great.
Like,
Okay, cool. So your conviction is bad.
Bad.
Your sellout is perverse. Now let's go to your motive. So you can choose altruism, optimism, outrage, pride, or thrills. Take outrage. Matt claims outrage. Outrage sells out to wrathful.
That works.
So you stop being righteous and just start being pissed.
Oh, this is like the evil Michael Scott.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
What does pride sell out to?
Pride sells out to arrogant.
Pride.
Yeah, all right. Kelly Sue takes pride and sells out to arrogant. And
All
what's
right.
your motive? May I suggest thrills?
It does seem like it'd be a good fit.
Like if you just can't help yourself.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it's the
I like
only
that
thing
a
that
lot.
I only feel good when I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so thrills sells out to nihilistic. Oh, God. Oh, no. All right. Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then the last thing we have is opportunity.
Trusted.
Sneaky.
That's awesome. Trusted sells out to believer. Oh no, that's terrible. Sneaky sells out to untrustworthy. And how does she stand up to things?
Well, it's interesting. Because there is an orphan trade on here, and if
Yeah.
like my parents gave me to the corporation because they didn't want me, that just seemed like a.
Yeah, then take that. Then take
Yeah.
orphan.
It sells out to helpless. You lose a sense of agency, which if I also end up nihilistic and perverse will be real interesting.
Yeah. All right. So now you have your MO. All right. So this is a set of skills or your jobs, and we can take something of this out of the casting piece here, right? So you're the whatever girl or guy. So I think you had started to say that you were almost like the yes man, the wing man.
Like a helper.
What do you guys think?
The thing that comes to mind for me is like I am forever underestimated. Like no one in the
That's
authority.
great. No, that's totally your MO. They keep underestimating you.
Yeah, they just know like, oh, she's that fat chick. We can't even send her anywhere because she's hideous.
Yeah.
You know, and but she's not. She's
Yeah.
charming and she's cool.
Yeah, no, that's rad. Do that. Yeah,
All right.
yeah, cool. That's totally cool. Love it.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm wondering, like, I don't know quite how this fits in, but like the picture of the person that I'm creating, like, I don't know, is my MO like the short fuse?
Well, I think that's your disorder.
Okay.
That's your heroic fatal flaw, is that you have a short fuse.
Okay.
My disorder is going to be rage.
Okay.
Just that sort of like it's the obsequiousness is just it's sociopathy.
Where are you at, Kelly Sue?
I think it's she loves these kids, so that enables her to stay in the resistance and fight against them. But it's a flaw because she can be manipulated by
What happens with the kids?
yeah.
Your empathy would be what would undo you. Like your empathy. Like it's crazy to think of empathy as a disorder. But
I
like,
love empathy as a disorder
Okay,
for her.
all right,
That
all
I
right.
completely buy that.
Okay.
I think my MO is probably going to be some kind of like. I'm inclined towards the tech thing because I'm a thrill seeker and like I'm just in this like to make trouble.
Okay.
So I need a mechanism for that, and it's either beating people up, I guess, or just getting into systems or.
You can leave it open and,
Okay.
like in Fate, to like just declare it when you want to use it.
Cool.
Oh, okay. Now I know what my MO is.
Sweet,
Okay.
sweet.
Okay. The next thing we do, we have two things left to do before we start telling the story. Each one of you is going to define an authority figure.
My authority figure that I'm going to contribute
Yep.
is the pod mother. So
yeah.
I have a group of kids that I have to get ready for their assignments, but they have a surrogate corporate mother, a woman who is their assigned pod mother.
Oh, I can see her already. Oh, you guys get ready to meet her.
Oh, great.
Okay.
I don't think I'm ready.
What are you thinking?
Well, I was thinking about our systems of control. A person who's doing the job of like choosing who's publicly shamed today. There's got to be someone who's like
Well, there's
head
prob-
of information.
There are probably informants.
Or-
they're
or-
tattletales.
Or
Yeah.
the host on the show that reads all
Billy
all
Bush
the
is
stuff.
alive and well and living in our dystopian future. Oh God! Hey, you know who had a real bad Tuesday? Amy. Just can't get out of her own way. Work hard on that today, Amy. We'll be right back.
Yeah. So. So like let's personify that ideal in someone who can interact with you guys. That's right. Like it's
Like a Clippy.
I love that it's like Clippy, but it's also like Jiminy Cricket, and it can show up on a monitor next to you. It can be on the TV, it can be on the tablet, it can be on the PDA, it can be on the laptop screen.
Is it the little helping hand then himself?
Maybe it's like
Yes, it's like hamburger
it's
helper.
hamburger helper,
But like a-
but it's
in-
like it's your coach.
Yeah.
The coach is showing up to like make
I'm here to
sure
give you a
that
hand.
that
Yeah,
you're,
the
that you're doing
coach.
things,
The
right?
Yeah.
The coach is a little anthropomorphic hand with a little mouth on,
Yeah.
on that right there.
I had disappearers. just faceless, the people who come and make people go away.
So we're defective, but we could wash out even further.
They're like a cleaning crew, right?
Right. And they're kind of constantly in like blue jumpsuits and like blue helmets that kind of completely obscure their faces, just kind of always in the background. Like maybe they're doing landscaping, maybe they're hosing someone off of the side of a wall. They're just kind of people moving in, moving out. They're just sort of the quiet physical presence of the company protecting its self-interests.
Yeah, so I just want let's just come up with a name for them. I know what you're talking about. They're the corporation is a helping hand, and they're the helpers.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look for the helpers,
Okay.
said Mr. Rogers. Look for the helpers.
No, it's terrifying.
You son of a bitch!
He's trying to warn us. Run if you see them.
No, how dare you, pervert.
Okay. All right. Now the last thing you do is each of you asks the player to your left, who won't be me because I'm the authority.
We're just pretending we don't see you.
Yeah. You will ask yourselves a friendship question.
I guess my question, I think, sort of asks itself, like, when was a time that I lost my shit on someone and you were like, yes?
That ties into the question I wanted to ask.
Great.
But can I ask that? Can I answer your question with a question?
Yes.
Where did you hide the body?
I love it. That is a fucking great
But
question.
now we have our relationship.
So my question is,
Can I say this?
Please.
Why didn't you stop me?
Ooh.
why didn't you stab me?
Maybe I didn't disagree with you, but I didn't want my hands to be dirty.
You helped get handled.
Yeah.
So
Where did
you hide the body?
It's
Okay.
it's in a foot locker in the pod mother's closet, so now we have a ticking clock. Because it's gonna start to smell.
Why did you hide the body?
Because of the empathy, I don't want them to get in trouble, and because I hate that pod mother. So I put a dead body in her closet, and there's a chance maybe she'll get blamed for it.
Okay. All right. So really, I'm getting a very clear picture of what's going on. And your friendship question?
What are you gonna give me for what I did for you?
Whoa, cool friend shakedown.
Like, I don't have much other than a temper. Like, you can employ it in whatever purpose you need. Like, if you need to send me off
But you're
somewhere.
like gadgety, right?
Yeah.
Like you're,
Well, sort of. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you need something, like we left my MO open to sort of see, but like I have some set of skills or something, and like I owe you one.
Turns out you're a murderer.
a certain set of skills.
Certain set of skills.
Okay.
You wouldn't, we have a
He
pocket
had it
nuisance.
coming. I'm declaring.
Oh, he had it. Oh, sorry. All right.
But I guess we should probably maybe figure out who as well.
I feel like I took out a helper. But
It's a helper. It's definitely a helper.
Okay.
So, have you given your characters names?
Claire Visions.
Claire Visions. Okay.
Cahuenga Willoughby. I got the idea when I was driving in today.
Yeah, I kind of got that.
Really? We have to. I'm just calling you Willoughby.
Fine.
Willoughby.
It's gonna mess with my Jane Austen head.
Yeah. Okay. What's your name?
And my name, it's sci-fi. I'm 14 and my name is Octavia.
Octavia Pew Pew.
Octavia Raygun. Yes, I'm. My
It's
name
Pew
is.
Pew. You pronounce it wrong. It's Pew Pew.
Wait, hang on. Of the Baltimore Pews?
No.
All right. I think we have our world and our basic setup. So let's go ahead and get started. At some point in our species history, someone stood up and said, "I'm the boss of you." And shortly after that, someone else stood up and said, "Oh, you are not the boss of me." And shortly after that, we had our very first power struggle. And ever since then, whoever has power has fought like hell to keep it. And this happens at all levels of our society, from the playground to the boardroom to the halls of government buildings all over the world. The rich and powerful take what they want by any means necessary, and if you try to put a stop to it, the goon squad shows up. Anyone who has dealt with a homeowners association knows exactly what I'm talking about. Today on Tabletop, Amy Dallen, Matt Fraction, Kelly Sue DeConnick, and I will use a role-playing game to imagine a dystopian world where power has been totally concentrated into the hands or claws or circuits of one horrible centralized authority. And a small group of rebels has decided that they have finally had enough. They are going to stand up to the authority and take back their dental plan. Or maybe they'll do something a little more extreme, because these are no ordinary rebels. These rebels are teenagers. They have nothing to lose, everything to gain, and their story will be told in Misspent Youth. Misspent Youth is an indie RPG about friendship, rebellion, and kicking ass, designed by Robert Bohl. I want this pair of episodes to give you an experience that is similar to our sister show, Titan's Grave. That means that the focus will be on the characters and their narrative. I don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of mechanics and crunchy system details that remind you that we're playing a game. I want this to be about the story. But there are a few things you need to know before we get started. In Misspent Youth, one of us will be the authority. That player will represent the force that's making life miserable for the other players, who will be the youthful offenders. The authority is our version of a game master, inasmuch as the authority player will handle adversaries and challenge the other players. Unlike a traditional RPG, where the game master needs to be a neutral arbiter of rules and a narrative facilitator, the authority in Misspent Youth openly works in opposition to the other players, and both sides are going to fight like hell against each other to achieve their goals. Before we get into the story, we will all work together to set up the world we're going to play in. It's usually a dystopian science fiction world, like the Hunger Games, Logan's Run, or the 2016 presidential election in America, but it could just as easily be something more grounded in reality, like the world of Pump Up the Volume, or Repo Man, or even Dazed and Confused. Each session of a game is divided into 7 different narrative sections. At the heart of each section is something called the struggle. The struggle is the primary conflict resolution mechanic of Misspent Youth, and it is the only time we will use dice in this game. One side will win each struggle, and both sides will deal with the consequences. We'll explain the specifics of the struggle and how it works the first time it happens. This is a game that lets us focus on the story and makes it possible for old guys like me to imagine that we're still young and fighting every day for something more important than a parking space. And I am incredibly excited and so honored to be playing today with some phenomenally creative people. Dig out your Rage Against the Machine records and lace up your steel-toed boots, because we are about to visit our Misspent Youth.
I'm Amy Dallen. You have seen me around on Geek and Sundry. I got to be on the first season of Tabletop, which was amazing. I've been on Omnibus, Talking Comics Weekly, my own Talking Comics vlogs. I do a show called Future Girl on my YouTube channel.
My name is Kelly Sue DeConnick. I'm a comic book and television writer. I'm best known probably for my work on Captain Marvel. I'm also the writer of Bitch Planet and Pretty Deadly.
My name is Matt Fraction. I write comic books and TV, books like Sex Criminals and Odyssey, Casanova, Recidivist, and Venture Man. And I'm really good friends with Eliza Fantastic.
Welcome to Misspent Youth. Thanks for being here, you guys.
Thank you for having us.
So let's go ahead and get started. We choose who's going to set the first scene. As the authority, I want to be able to set scene number 5, which is where things really go bad. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I set the first scene. So the first scene is called What's Up? So here's where I would like to set this. Okay, this is actually we're on Earth, and but we're definitely in a dystopian future. Okay, this is the world where Citizens United has just completely gone global. Okay. And Helping Hand is an extraordinarily powerful industry, right? Because Helping Hand takes advantage of, Helping Hand has its hooks in religion and helping out runaways and working with the government and getting laws passed and all of that stuff. And you are all in a Helping Hand facility, right? And this facility is kind of removed from a city. It's far enough away from a city that it would be difficult for you to hop out and disappear into the city, but it's close enough to the city that people who live in it know it's there. And at a point in the not too distant past, you killed a guy, and you helped get the body put away in the footlocker in a closet in a place where the pod mother goes. So our first scene is actually going to happen 2 days after that body was taken care of. All right. It is morning. You are all at breakfast in the cafeteria. And let's say you hear from a nearby table a group of pod mothers discussing the missing helper. One of the pod mothers makes eye contact with you.
Okay.
She scoots her chair back and is coming across the room toward you. What happens?
I would probably sort of straighten myself up, and as she became, and knowing immediately she was coming over, would sort of button up and tie up, and sort of stand up to shake hands or fist bump or whatever we do in the future, and sort of like, how may I help you? What's?
Well, Mr. Willoughby, we're all very concerned that someone knows something they're not telling. Someone is not being very helpful, Mr. Willoughby. And we know that you hear things. Have you heard anything about someone missing?
Absolutely. And you didn't hear it from me. I hear it's been about 2 days, and they have no idea where the guy went.
Oh, it was a guy.
Well, the word is it's a helper. So the assumption is that they're men, I guess.
Your PDA chimes.
Oh.
And it is the coach on the screen. And I think we're going to start a struggle. The coach can tell that you're withholding information. It's in all of your sensors. And the coach wants the truth, the complete truth to come out.
Okay.
That is what the authority wants.
So the
you've
hope
been-
for our group is that we will send the pod mother to the next table.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Well, let me. I'll stand up.
Great. All right, you stand up. Go ahead and roll.
So stand up. I'm rolling one. Yeah. Just one. Two. Right.
Yep.
8.
You rolled 8.
That's
All right.
good, that's
8's a
good.
good number for you.
good.
So which of your convictions are you going to use?
I'm going to go with fast. I'm
Okay.
like, you know what, Coach? You are absolutely right, and it drives me crazy that this kind of thing can happen here. And it's been keeping. If I could just be a part. I feel like I have a lot to offer, and I feel like I'm not with these defects. There's a lot of things I could be doing that I can't because I'm not supposed to be here, and I'm frustrated. Yes, I was withholding, and I'm sorry. It just gets me so mad that these things can happen when all of us who can be productive and can be helpful and can be a part of this system, can be helping everyone, help hands. My hands are tied.
Okay.
And help me, help us, help you find this guy. Where should we look? Where can I go?
Okay, so you put that on 8. All right. And now the authority claims 7, just automatically. And what you feel happening is the coach's biofeedback sensors are really going, like they've been confused at the moment. You also notice that at that nearby table of pod mothers, they've all looked over now, and one of them sort of seems to be like leaning in, and I'm going to take 3 for her as well. So now she stood up and she started to walk over, and she's leans into the other pod mother, and she says that, well, Coach is certainly very excitable this morning. And she looks at the two of you. Would one of you like to stand up? And you can stand up again, or one of you can stand up.
I stand up.
Okay. You rolled a 7.
Oh!
Now,
Way to go, Octavia.
now
Call me Taffy.
you can sell out a conviction right now, and this will not fail. Or you take the failure.
Take the failure. It's early. We can take it.
It is early.
Okay.
Oh, you guys are a bad influence. Yeah, let's take the failure.
Okay. All right. So you
I
stand,
stood up and I was
okay.
I'll
Tell
tell
me
you
how
what
you
my
felt.
plan was,
Yeah, go.
which was to sort of be like, you always do this. You're such a suck up, to make it seem, to reinforce your plan of being like, just seem like you want to be helpful but don't actually know anything. It looks like I was less successful at that than I thought, and I
Okay.
actually just looked like I got up and got really mad because you always do this. You always want to ingratiate yourself by telling them everything you know.
You see, this is the kind of thing that I feel like if I had a bit of authority and a position of where I could be respected by my peers, you know, because like I'm not really one of them, you know, I say peers are not really peers, but I feel like this kind of noise, I could do a lot of good, like a sieve, like helping sort out things.
Coach chimes.
Oh.
Coach says, honesty's the best policy. And you feel your wrist strap begin to tighten. And the pod mother leans down and says, is there something you'd like to share, Mr. Willoughby? Would you like to be helpful? And when she says that, hands come down on all of your shoulders from the 6 helpers that have just arrived and have clamped down on your shoulders. That's the end of our first scene. Okay, so we clear off the struggle,
Yeah, that was my
the
question.
struggle
Okay.
board. All right, and now we move on to scene 2, fighting back.
I want to set scene 2. We need to put in a beat. I like the idea of discovery, but I'm not sure how us getting caught, like how to set up something where we fight back.
Could we run a scene where we try to convince them that surely there's no way that we sweet Octavia Pew Pew.
That would be fighting
I'm a
back.
14-year-old girl. What are you
Right,
talking about?
right.
be funny
Could have
for sure.
look at the damage done to
Yeah.
this
Yeah, that would
But
this
are we going to
helper's
try
skull.
to frame, like, are we going to try to work it like, yes, you've discovered we know something, but we know what happened? The pod mother killed that dude?
We're gonna accuse the pod mother.
I think that's enough. I mean, I
Okay.
think we'll discover it in the storytelling.
So you have to pick an authority figure or a friendship question
Okay.
that's
Yep.
pertinent to this
that's,
scene.
Yeah, that's fundamental to the
Right.
scene. Yeah.
But I mean, this scene, I guess, is about the pod mother that we're
Great.
throwing this on.
Okay.
Does she have a name,
Her name is Mama.
Mama?
Every pod mother is called Mama.
But does she have like a
Yeah,
which
she's
mama?
something like she's.
Well, she's Mama Jean.
Mama Jean?
Okay.
Yeah. They're all called Mama with a name.
So
And she's the mother of my pod, or she's.
well, he asked you where you hid the body, so we could just make it about that friendship question. Actually, that makes a lot more sense. This scene is about that friendship question. Where did you hide the body? And the answer
So-
was in that person's
Mama
closet,
Mama
in a
Jean's
Foot
closet.
Locker.
Okay, all right.
All right. So setting the scene, they've now taken the 3 of us out of the lunchroom. It's maybe been a couple hours that they just like let us sit and cool our heels as they search, like probably starting at our quarters and going outwards. And they, you know, fairly quickly they must have gotten to a certain pod mother's room because we are sitting. I like that we're sitting in that room and we hear a scream.
And I bar the door.
Nice. And we know that there aren't cameras in this one room because it is usually the interrogation room.
But our PDAs are probably recording.
Probably.
those. I really hope the stories about Mama Jean losing it aren't true.
Yeah, Willoughby, I would be devastated if anyone were to find out. I mean, Mama Jean is my pod mother. You know, we have a very special relationship, and I don't want her supervisors to know how stressed and volatile she really is. I'm worried about her.
Just try not to say anything. Again.
Well, you were trying to help them.
Overreact.
Octavia,
I think
we all
have to help
want
each other.
Mama Jean to get the help she so clearly needs. Mama Jean has help. The help is with Mama Jean. Are you following me, Octavia?
I'm gonna start a struggle. The door tries to open, and it can't. And there's a banging on the door. Children, let your mama in.
So I immediately leap up and like unbar the door and let you in.
And we're in a struggle now?
I guess there's no struggle.
Yeah.
Well, was the struggle to kick the door in, or the struggle
No,
why was that door
just
locked?
the handle was shaking. You just let. Okay, so
let you in.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, great. And so in comes, and it's Mama Jean. Children, I'm very disappointed in you. Do you know why I'm disappointed in you? I think you do.
Mama Jean, it breaks my heart to think that you could ever be disappointed in me.
Well, I am, child, and I think you need to tell me why. It's important to always tell the truth. That's how we help others. Mama's starting a struggle. She's going to get you to confess.
I think our hope is to stall. Mama Jean doesn't know the body is in her room, but we do. All we have to do is hold out until helpers come for Mama Jean.
Okay, so Mama Jean comes over, and she puts her arms around you, and she strokes your hair, and she says, "Claire, you've always been such a good girl. You're so helpful. You set such a good example for all the other children who need help. I know you can help me, child." And she reaches into her pocket, and she leans back, and she's got a small syringe, and she starts to unscrew the cover on the syringe.
Okay.
All right. Yep. You're standing up.
All of them. I picked all of the dice.
Okay. Okay. Great. So go ahead and roll.
Okay. All right. So,
You rolled a 10.
all right.
So you're going to claim 10.
Right.
And what are you using? Which of your things are you using?
So I'm gonna use trusted.
Okay. Great. Use trusted. How does trusted work?
I'm gonna I'm gonna offer to inject myself. Oh, Mama Jean, you know I would never. I mean, you're my pod mother.
I do, child. I do.
I will. You know, is this what you want me to do, Mama Jean? I absolutely will for you.
Let me help you. And she starts rolling up. So she's not giving it up, right? But she starts rolling up your sleeve. She claims 7 because you didn't get a 7, and then she's also going to claim 3 on this side. Okay.
I'm gonna ruin our whole game, but I stand
You're
up.
standing up. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, first find
roll.
out if-
Yeah, roll. Okay.
I did not
rolled a
just do that
7.
again.
You rolled a 7.
Oh.
You rolled a 7.
When
Now,
you said
you
I'm
can-
going to ruin, you really
Yeah,
meant. I mean, I thought you were.
Okay, all right. You can sell out.
Please
You can
leave
sell-
me for
you-
cognitive powers. I'm selling something
What
out.
are you going to sell out?
What does bad become?
It becomes perverse.
Can I offer a note? If you sell out to perverse, offer to do it. You can do the injection, please. You've always wanted to try it.
And this would mean that we get our hope, right?
This
for the rest of this game,
this means we win the scene.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Okay. I'm selling out
Okay, which one are you selling out?
head and sell out bad to perverse.
Okay.
All right.
You tell me how you narrate how you use bad to stop this from happening. Go.
I snatch it out of her hand and stick it in her own arm.
oh,
That's great.
okay.
Okay. Right. So you come in and before Mama Jean even knows what's happening, right? It's on her hand, and she looks as it comes out, and it goes right into her. Her pupils dilate, and she leans down and she goes, "I hate you. You're a filthy little whore, and you f***ing insubordinate, worthless." And her voice gets louder and louder and louder. And now a couple of other mothers come in. And Mama Jean, what's wrong? And she starts just spouting out all of the terrible things about all of the different mamas and all the different things that they do. And while she's in, and everyone is kind of just paralyzed by this, right? And while this happens, the one of the helpers comes in, right? And through the mask, you just hear, "We found the body. The body is in Mama Jean. It was in Mama Jean's closet all along." And
You guys, I think we're gonna win.
right, and
I
they
usually
all
play helpful characters. This is so weird.
and they all look, and everyone gasps. They all gasp, and they all look at Mama Jean, and the helpers descend on Mama Jean and sort of like drag her out of the room, and that's the end of the scene.
For the record, I
Yep.
guess my bad is blacked out forever now.
Yeah,
and
so
what
hang
I
on
just
just a
learned
minute.
from
Let me just
watching
take
that
this.
is that I just destroyed that woman's life, and it was awesome.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's great. That's great. So, all right, so the question, do you take down the system from inside, or do you get outside of this facility and work to take it down from another location? So now we're in scene 3. Scene 3 is when things are heating up, tension mounts, and the stakes get higher. Matt, you get to set this scene.
So you need a friendship question or an authority figure.
All right, let's do. What was your question to me?
Why did you let me do it? Why did you
Right.
let me kill that guy?
Let's talk about that question. Let's do that question. Let's say it's a little bit later.
Okay.
And let's say there's a new George Thorogood and the Destroyer, Bad to the Bone side to Octavia that sort of freaks us all out a little bit.
Okay.
And there's a new mama who's real bad.
New Mama's name is Mama.
They all have J names. Mama June.
June, great.
Okay.
Mama Jean.
And your notion is, this is the start of the scene. You say, we should kill her.
Great, go.
I don't know what you guys think is a better idea.
Literally anything is a better idea. 2 dead bodies out of the same pod in the same month is gonna look real bad.
I'm not comfortable with murder as a strategy. We need an alternative.
I don't know if you've noticed what they're doing to us.
No, if you've noticed what's happened to you, this was an accident that has now become your go-to solution.
While you are having this conversation, the TV that is in every room flickers up, right? On the screen, it's the Daily Shame. It comes up and it's like this happy looking like sort of little hand, right? And it's like, helping hand helps you help people too. Or I don't know, something better than that.
No,
You
that
know,
was
like
pretty
Poochie
good.
or
Yeah,
better.
that was really good.
Just off the top of your head, huh?
You know,
Just shout it out. Wow.
No
I mean,
conspiracy at all.
Like Poochie, but you know, more proactive. So and it's the host. Well, good evening, helpers and helped. Today we discovered something shocking. One of our own needs additional help. Yes, one of our pod mothers, Mama Jean, was not very helpful at all. Let's meet Mama June. And in comes Mama June, walks onto the thing, and this is the mama that you've seen before. And she has with her sort of a brand new recruit. And the brand new recruit is a kid who clearly has just been taken off of the street, right? And he says, Mama June, you show us just exactly what skills you've brought. How are you going to nurture these poor children back into life? And she says, by showing them examples. And she grabs this kid, right? And you hear the sound of footsteps in the hallway outside. And now the shot switches to handheld. And the handheld shot comes in. And it follows Mama June and the kid down this hallway. And the door to the
I'm
room
having
that
like
you
Ramsey
guys...
Bolton.
The door to the room that you guys are in, like just slides open, and there's Mama June with this sort of like nameless urchin, and she throws the kid into the room, and she says, "You're so good and strong and helpful. Help this child learn how he can be helpful too. And I am starting a struggle." She wants you guys to subjugate and humiliate and beat this kid, because she wants you to know where you stand in this thing because you've forgotten what your place is. What's your hope?
Our hope is we get the kid out of the room without hurting him.
Yeah, what happens if we don't?
Do we get to know your
This just got really dark.
I'm jumping in. I'm jumping in.
Okay, good. You stand up.
Stand up.
Roll an 11.
And I'm going to go with, I suspect, sneaky.
Okay.
Mama Jane, and I'm trying to make this sort of so that the cameras can't hear, but absolutely so the cameras can hear. I know you're fairly new to the facility, but we're both defectives, and all three of us are defectives rated, and that means we're not allowed to implement martial punishments. It'd be a violation of sections AB bullshit, yada yada.
Yep.
And I would hate if your first act of motherdom to this pod would be to have to result in a televised violation of rules and so I'm trying to I'm plumbing.
So she looks at you. You've managed to she was pushing you in to go and beat up on this kid, right? Mm-hmm. So she turns to you and she says, "You best respect your mama." And then the kid on the floor looks up and says, "Help me, please." And one of the helpers starts to reach for something in its pocket. Who will stand up? Go. You're standing up.
Okay, so I have rolled a 9.
Okay.
All right.
Which of your convictions will you use?
I will use. I have no idea. I am a teenager and
That's perfect. Okay, great. Okay, go.
Here.
Yeah.
But I have to have a way to play one of these things, and I can't think of a way to play cool with an adult. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna help you. Help you. Okay. It's not a helper.
Okay.
It's another kid, and that kid is is getting ready to go.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Then Claire's gonna swoop in.
Yeah.
And oh really? Oh, you're gonna do the stun gun now.
That's great. Yeah.
That's
right. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of early but you're new, right? You're I don't think I've seen you here before. Because usually we're you don't really kind of jump like that. That's a little.
He looks around. He super blushes.
Yeah.
Majorly blushes, and then just looks around.
You're just gonna.
Yeah,
right
and
now,
then just looks around like he kind of doesn't know what to do. You can sense that he's kind of stuck, kind of in between things, and you've managed to hold him off. Now these cameras come around, and there's there's one sort of being handheld, and the other one's kind of on a drone. Now it's circling around, and you can tell that it is really getting close, close shots on all of you guys, and you can hear it's winding up. Something's winding up in this camera. Who's going to stand up?
I stand up.
Okay, go.
Come on, 7.
I stand up, and what happens?
Tabby. That is not a 7.
That's
good.
a 9. That's good for you.
a 9.
That's a 9.
We win the scene.
So who had a 9? You rolled a 9. Cool.
Yes. I used
cool
cool.
work.
I
which I was
somehow
supposed to have
win
written
Yeah.
with
mine
your
down there.
cool,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, to my own incredible shock, I grab one of the cameras and just smoothly say, "We are proud to take on this mission on behalf of the mothers, and we are now taking this kid into our custody. Thank you very much for tuning in," and I turn them off.
Oh, that is cool.
That's super cool. Yeah. Okay.
I know
Yeah.
I'm out of body, I don't even know what I just said. But
Yeah.
Turning into a sociopath.
So you guys get him, and as they're Mama June is looking at this, and the kid who had the kid who's now
Security kid or
the security kid who's got the taser in his hand looks at you guys and just zaps Mama June with the taser. And he looks at you guys and he goes, "Run."
Right on, kid.
And that's the end of scene 3. Okay, so now here we are. So here we are in scene 4, which Kelly Sue gets to set up. You can set it up wherever you like, and then choose an authority figure or a friendship question or anything like that, and then we'll decide what's happening from there.
Okay, it is days later. We won, as in we are hiding in this facility somewhere. We haven't figured out how to get out of the facility yet. With this kid, we are hungry and sleep deprived, but I'm trying to figure out why these things wouldn't have cut our hands off yet.
But we're using these guys to sort of fake up our sleep and energy levels or something? Our exploits?
Yeah, I buy that. Your technobabble hacking has allowed you to significantly delay the ability of these wristband things to mess with you guys. You wrote a Python script and you uploaded it to your PDA, and it's filling in it's sending reports regularly.
Okay, and I'm calling in the friendship question. What are you gonna give me for hiding that body for you? And I'm asking for a favor. So we have been, for 3 days, moving around this building, narrowly evading, like, you're the techno-smart person.
Yeah, I'm putting
You need
Hacker
to-
in my MO because I think I...
There we go,
Okay,
all
great.
right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, love it.
you need to get into the computer and figure out where's out,
Okay.
okay?
I need an extraction plan for us from this facility.
Yeah, I guess the first
Yeah.
5 seconds of the scene are, we have run into another dead end. We thought we had been moving in one direction long enough to find, like, had to be a door, and it is not a door. We are in another corridor somewhere.
Yeah.
And we are all frustrated, and we are all tired. This kid is super confused and hungry, and I turn to you, and I'm like, you owe me. Tavi, I hid that body for you. I put myself at risk. You owe me. I need you to find us a way out of here. And if that means you have to leave the group and get into the system, go.
Do they have little, like, nerve center, like... Where's a terminal I can get into?
On the wall.
Okay.
But please tell me you're gonna air type. This is gonna be the best.
Look both ways.
I am beginning a struggle.
Okay.
Here's the struggle. You immediately see that the system is starting to, it has identified that this terminal should not have come off.
Unauthorized login.
Yeah, exactly. What the authority wants is to catch you.
Okay, all right. So our hope
Yeah.
is we get out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I stand up.
Okay, great.
Is this another situation where if I roll a 7, we automatically lose?
You're gonna absolutely roll this up.
Great.
No. If you roll a 7, we get the 7.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Good
okay.
for you. Yeah.
Haha.
So you can't lose right now.
Those are dangerous words.
I know.
And snake eyes.
6. 6 is
Six
good.
is not bad at all.
Yeah.
Tell me how your hacking is.
Well, my first way of trying to get us out is that I'm going to try and hack. I'm going to use the data thingy on the wall and my little coach guy, and I'm going to get them to talk to each other and try to get, like, an exit map out of that thing into coach.
Okay. The system is challenging you. It's throwing up just blockades that you have to sort of work around. And
I've
that's
seen
your,
movies. They pop up.
And that's,
They're
and
like,
that's,
I'm
and
a
that's your
firewall.
7.
They're green. They're always green.
And also, an alarm starts to go off, and you can hear like coming towards you. Who stands up?
I stand up.
Okay.
I got 2. I wanted to go to rage and just beat the shit out of the thing that's making the sound. Like
Okay.
I wanted to just brute just Conan the speaker out of the wall so it shuts
Okay.
up.
All right. Okay. That speaker sort of stops. Down the corridor, you hear the staccato, rhythmic tapping of helper boots. Yep. Okay.
Heels are all wearing sensible wedges.
Who will stand up?
I will
Go.
stand up.
Okay.
I have rolled a 5.
Okay. So you claim 5, and
claim
which of your skills are you going to use?
What about this? What if you like empathy? What if you now coach her to like do better and be better? And like I know no one believes in you, but I do. And you know, what if you
Use that to help me succeed?
Sure,
That's awesome.
I mean, I think trusted would also work.
All right.
You
Yeah.
know, she trusts you. I mean, any
Cool
one of
to,
those works.
cool
Just
to me
choose-
is like not. Okay. All right. I'm gonna
Just
do this.
wouldn't.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So.
Okay, great.
Tavi, you know, I don't know if I've said this before, but I have always admired how good you are with technology. And I know, I absolutely believe that if you just take a deep breath, like just take a deep breath with me, Tavi, just, like if you just take a deep breath and really kind of find that amazing fire that I know you have and put it right through.
You're how old?
It's amazing.
I
This
am
is great.
15
I'm
years
14.
old.
I have the biggest crush in the world on you.
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah. And you focus on it. And
You're
the
my
kid,
cool friend who hit a body for me. I would be
and
crazy not to.
and this kid that you guys have like sort of pulled along, he's like kind of sitting against the wall of the corridor behind you, and this kid is just is still kind of in shock, and the kid just starts to wail. And he's just wailing like, it's not working, it's not working, it's
All right,
not working.
I jump
Okay.
up. 9.
9.
All right. I come up to the kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, you need to go towards the helpers.
Right, so what are you using?
I'm sneaky. I'm throwing the kid under the bus to save us.
I'm the perverse one.
I'm telling the kid, like, cause he's starting to scream. I'm like,
Yeah.
you have to go and tell them we are anywhere but here. They're gonna take care of you. You're hungry, you're cold. They're gonna make sure they think we're the bad guys. You have to go tell them we are somewhere else. We'll come back for you, maybe. I'm the cool 17-year-old. You just want like warm.
Okay,
a
I have
warm
to.
bed.
This very much sounds like you're selling out.
Yeah, no, totally, absolutely.
I mean, you can choose to
But we
sell
can
out
still
and
win
win right
without-
now, right? But like that, I mean, it's.
yeah, absolutely, yeah, sure.
What are you selling out?
That would be sneaky for untrustworthy. So now no one's going to trust me within the pod
You
because
can
I said.
totally do that.
Yeah?
You can totally do that.
There
You
is
don't
no-
Listen,
have
what's
to.
I believe it.
what is the objective for us to get outside or
Yeah.
to save the kid? To save the kid got us to we have to get outside, but at this point, are we doing this for us? Or are we doing this for him who is at this point screaming and the helpers are coming
You're
closer?
100% selling out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
okay. All right, you guys get out. The door opens. The kid runs down the hall, and now it is my turn to set a scene. And this scene is the click suffers an awful setback, and the second beat is introduced. Here is what happens. This is immediately after the previous scene. Okay? The door opens and you're outside. You're in the parking lot, and it's nighttime, and you can see down past the cars. You can see the glow of
the city in the distance.
of the city in the distance. So the scene starts with you guys working yourselves across the parking lot. Go.
That was messed up. You're a messed up guy.
You killed a dude.
He had it coming.
No one has it coming. And they're not going to let us back. There's no back. The only way to get through this is to go and to keep going. And that kid is going to be fine. That kid's going to be better than us because they're going to at least feed him. If they ever catch us, we're getting disappeared. They are going to clean us and help us so squeaky clean we're never going to see daylight. We're never going to be a part of this again. There's no other way that we're going to make it other than to disappear. And my entire life at this point has been lived towards wanting to be a part of this thing that is now trying to kill us. And I've tried to tell you guys repeatedly how to follow the rules and how to listen and what to do and what to be so that they would take care of us. And
Why would we want to follow those rules? We should just smash these things.
good luck. I'm gonna run like hell because
You hear the squawking of you hear what sounds like it's like in Half-Life, right? It's just like bright spotlights turn on like at the edge of the parking lot near what is like a guard's sort of kiosk thing, and a helper steps out from kind of like in the shadows, and he's got this kid. Eyes are red, and the kid's been sobbing, and the kid's been crying, and the helper says, "Is that them?" And the kid goes, Your hope is to get out, and the authority wants to break you.
All right, I stand up.
Okay,
And I'm rolling five.
Five. Yep. Okay.
All right. I can't decide if this is underestimated or cool. I'm going with cool. So,
Pop your collar.
I pop my collar, and I hit the door, and the car door opens. I'm like,
Great.
get in the car.
Okay.
All
cool.
right.
All right. The guy, this helper, this faceless helper, has the kid by the back of his arm, right, and is dragging the kid toward you. And I take 7 and 8 as a result of that. And he pulls out a like a baton, and he snaps the baton open.
Okay.
And he pulls
He's
the baton.
also kind of cool.
And he pulls this baton back, and he hits the kid across the back of the legs with it, and the kid falls down. Will someone stand up?
I stand up.
Okay.
Is that guy alone?
Yes.
Okay.
She's perverse.
Yeah. I mean, just roll and see what happens.
I rolled a
7.
No, I did not. No, I did
You rolled
not.
a 7. You rolled a 7.
Why? So I can still win this.
You can sell out, but you have to tell me how.
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Guys, I'm gonna stop standing up for things.
Wait, I want to play craps with you, though.
Wow. Okay.
What's your bottom one?
Short fuse.
Short fuse.
So what I'm thinking is, I could sell out thrills.
Now, why would that why is that? Where does the thrill come from?
Finally confronting the
Great.
freaking
Okay, cool.
injustice
Yeah,
of the
cool.
world by
Yeah,
punching
yeah.
this dude in the face.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yep. And this sells out to nihilistic.
This sells out to nihilistic.
Well.
So how
I'm
does
gonna
it
kill
sell? What
this
happens?
dude, right?
So what happens?
I'm just gonna beat him until he stops moving.
Yeah.
But the kid's okay.
You sold out thrills to nihilistic, and so here's what happens. So guess what? It feels pretty good. It feels pretty good in this world that is just set up against you, where it just doesn't matter. It does not matter what you do, but nothing will ever change in
That
this
face.
world.
Amy Dallen's a double murderer.
Nothing ever changes in this world. But you know what? You can take as many of these people out of it as you possibly can, and it feels good. So this scene ends with you beating and beating and beating. The mask comes off, and the blood from this guy's face
It's just a smudge.
has like spattered up on you and spattered across the kid who is now on the ground, like sobbing out of control. So
And I would have done it for that kid, but he just sold us out. So yeah, really, there's nothing to believe in.
Well, I
It's
mean,
just
it's-
yeah, and that's where that scene ends. We're now on to scene 6. Guess what, Amy? Scene 6. Who wins? We decide who wins the episode. And the big question is answered. And that question was, will you take the system down from the inside, or are you going to take it down from the outside? And it sort of feels like you're going to the outside.
Well, it seems like at
but-
this point we've removed all of the other options. You know,
Yeah.
it feels like we answered by not answering.
Unless
you
we
know.
steer the car into the building, but
Yeah,
I mean,
which
I
is-
don't know.
which is the thing that you
I don't know.
do.
Am I driving? I'm nihilistic now.
Yeah. Okay. So them Duke boys better hope that Octavia finds a
Face is getting pretty fed up with people telling her what to think and do.
And she has a nightstick now. So we're in the car and we are headed away
You've hit the road.
from our second violent confrontation, and we need to know where we're going. But I have this guy, and I know what I want to do.
So
That's
cool,
totally
Claire.
cool.
Cool,
and it's
Claire.
Cool
Cool
Claire.
Claire,
Cool
Murder
Claire.
Hulk,
And,
and Captain Sellout are with
Yeah.
a naked teen who hasn't eaten in 5
How did he get
days.
naked?
I'm pretty sure he's not naked. He's in his intake scrubs, and his number is PJ13. And because he's so traumatized, he doesn't really talk. You guys have decided that you're just going to call him PJ. So what's happening now?
You're driving, and I'm just saying we can't go back now.
Yeah, no. You put that one together before or after you murdered the second person you've murdered.
What were you gonna do?
Literally not murder somebody. Anything. Hit the guy.
And what do you think
Just
would
hit
happen
him
to
once.
us?
Well, we would have stolen a car and gotten in the car and driven away. Exactly
did
what
do
we're
that.
doing without the murdering.
And what's Claire thinking right now?
Clara's thinking, what have I done? We are on a road. We may be running into a gate. We are in a stolen car. We are heading towards a city that none of us have been to in a good 2-3 years. How are we going to hide? How are we going to eat? Where are we going? Nobody has family that'll take them. And also, PJ needs like a doctor. And I haven't figured out, I have this nagging, like why have we not lost our hands?
Here's the struggle. Your bracelets begin to tighten.
Okay.
Who will stand up?
Well, we're in a car.
That's true. So the wristbands begin to tighten, and simultaneously your PDAs all light up, your wristbands start to glow, and you hear unauthorized exit detected. Please return. And Coach shows up on all the PDAs, and he says, "Hey there, campers! Y'all are leaving the studio place thing that I can't know what it's called. Y'all sure have gone off the reservation. Come on back for some training and help."
Is the tracking device in the PDA or the wrist? My assumption.
Stand up and find out.
I stand. I don't know.
All right, I got it.
Go.
Okay,
All
go.
right, I got it. All right,
Go.
so
Let me just hold on. I'm not looking. I don't see what that is. The authority wants to stop you. The authority wants you to not get to the city. That's what the authority wants. That's what this struggle is about. If authority wins a struggle, you don't get to the city.
all right.
And you rolled.
Our hope is to disable the devices. I rolled a 8.
Oh, that's good for you.
Okay,
Okay, great.
so I'm gonna
which one of your convictions are you gonna use?
I'm gonna use pride this time.
Okay. And how's pride gonna help you out there?
Okay,
Wait.
this is a little. I'm like, if you could just go with me that this is pride. I think the control for the wrist thing is in the PDA, and I think I'm gonna toss it out the window and
Okay.
lay on the gas. I think I can get far enough away from it before it cuts my hand off.
I claim 5 and 7 for that. So you roll down the window. The PDA clatters to the ground behind you. Yep. And your wristband starts to beep like very, very, very rapidly. And your 2 PDAs say, "Kids, you need to help out."
Yeah,
and you stand up.
I stood up and I rolled a 9.
Yep.
And I am grabbing hers and mine. And
Yep.
does PJ-13 have one? I'm grabbing any.
PJ-13 has not been given one yet.
I am inspired. I am throwing. I'm outright.
Okay,
pure
and
outrage,
which
outrage?
Outrage, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
These things that have never done anything. They
Needs a hand.
Okay, yeah, that's great. So you put that
the
on 9.
windows.
Okay, great. So they sort of they crash down. They crash onto the thing out there, and you see this monitor in the center console of the vehicle that you're in turns on, and it makes a tone that's similar to like the emergency broadcasting system tone, and it kind of goes crank, crank. And it says, "Good evening, citizens. Please be advised, 3 extremely dangerous criminals holding a hostage have chosen to leave Helping Hand." You see pictures of the 3 of you, and they're all pictures from the day that you were taken in to Helping Hand on the thing. So now everybody knows who you are. Okay.
Who will stand up?
Yep. I guess you're standing up. Yeah, go.
I can't not help, but I'm not usually helpful when I stand up. So let's see what happens.
Oh God.
Hey.
Okay. Go.
Unbelievable.
I didn't.
You absolutely did.
I'm gonna stop helping.
Are you gonna sell out?
I mean,
Yes.
yes.
You're gonna use orphan.
What's the sellout of?
She's.
The sellout of
Orphan.
orphan is helpless.
It becomes helpless.
Oh, dude, you lose your hand. I'm sorry.
Well, that's an option. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we're called the left hand.
Listen, if they cut our hands off, they're off our bodies.
So we all give up our hands? I mean, it's not a problem anymore. Once it's
Yeah, once
tightened
it's off,
so
it's-
much
yeah.
that your hand is gone. I mean, it can't
and then
fall off.
and
because
then
that's
you
a good
guys.
tourniquet.
So here's the thing: is that you guys definitely win the entire episode because then you subvert a system of control. So you've super subverted.
So then it's
subverted a system of
ironic that with the
control.
left hand, because we have all had our left hands cut off.
No, our right hands. So we are
Yeah,
the left hand.
yeah.
in
I mean,
fact. So you just you're
Guys,
your
I know a
ploy
way to
is-
get out of this, but you're not gonna like it.
Right? Yeah. We just let it happen.
Do
holy
I warn
crap.
you?
Yeah.
Tell her to stop the car.
Stop the car. And I'm gonna say that because I am also a hacker, I picked this up. I know based on things that I've seen that this is what is gonna happen. If there's a certain signal that we feed back in, it thinks it has taken us out. Like it thinks that it's delivered a lethal dose or something like that. What it's actually gonna do is take our hands. Can you live with that?
Well, we don't have much of a choice.
I'm in.
I know how to do it.
Oh, damn. So that presumably the answer to the question is you are going to be taking down the system from the outside.
Right.
That is definitely set
But they
this up.
can't get to
Okay.
us anymore.
And and they can't get to you anymore. So
And now we are literally the left hand.
yeah.
Now it's the dust settles scene.
And and now here we are at the end. At the end, we are here in scene 7. The dust settles. Okay, so before we get to that scene, I just would like to give you all a moment. You're pulled over at the side. I'm just going to I'm adding a scene for this is.
You're adding a transition.
I'm adding a transitional scene. Okay, you are pulled over on the side of the road, and your wristbands have now constricted your hands to a point where they're gonna fall off. And here's an interesting thing that has happened is that now PJ's come around and grabbed some water out of the trunk of this car. And is kind of like trying to give you guys just a little bit of water. And how does Octavia feel about all of what's going on?
Well, perverse, nihilistic, and helpless is
Yeah.
how I would describe.
Can you get us high? That's kind of perverse. Because didn't you do the bugs?
I guess I still owe you that favor. Let's see if we can rig these up for some painkillers. But that was it. That's all I had, guys.
The painkillers work.
Right.
All right.
And you guys sort of like blissfully slip into.
Everybody take their
like,
right hand off the
just-
table.
You guys all sort of blissfully slip into
Right hand
a sense of just into a sense of quiet. And when you come back, what's happened is these wristbands have cut through, and through the miracle of technology, cauterized the sort of stump. They use a special form of unobtainium to go through.
I've heard of that. It's-
Hand
yeah.
wavium
Yeah.
to get through the bones and that sort of thing. And here we are in the final scene, which is the dust settles.
Yeah.
And from that transition, you can go wherever you like.
So we have gotten to the city, and there is a wall around the city that wasn't there when we left it. So now we have broken out of one institution, we have to break into another. That's the moment of reflection and set up for the next episode. So the next episode is how we're gonna get in there. The wall is patrolled by helpers.
Helpers? Okay.
Helpers. And the first 5 seconds are our seeing the wall. I pull the car off of the road, and turn the lights off, and we drive up through the high grass with no lights and stop the car.
The technical rules of the game call for a struggle, but I feel like that is a fantastic place to end it. I think
All
you've
right.
had terrific struggles. I feel like you have had, you've made terrific sacrifices. And
I have learned to change gears with my left hand.
you have also converted a system of control. So what I will suggest is one of the little wristband deals, right? Has been, you picked it up, and now instead of being like a tracking device, right? You can use it for something else.
Ooh, it's
You can use it for something that helps you, and we'll find out what that is the next time we play.
All right. High five with your left hand.
Oh wait, not me. I'm the authority.
Yeah,
you guys, you know what? I'm just gonna high five with my right hand.
Oh.